Yerp, it's Perp back with another video, and I just got done watching the brand new movie on Netflix called Choose or Die. This is starring Asa Butterfield, Iola Evans. You know, these are two characters. These are our two main characters, I should say. And this is all centering around this game. This game is called Cursor, and it's very interesting how they start this movie. Now, I'm not going to go into heavy spoilers because I definitely feel like this is worth at least a watch. I don't think it's going to hit with everybody. I'm a little disappointed with certain aspects, but let me explain. So, the whole premise of this movie, right? You have at the beginning of this a person that starts to interact with this game. It pretty much it's like one of those old computers, just with the, you know what I'm saying, with just the text, no pictures, no nothing. It's just level one comes up and it pretty much forces you to play. It's very much like Saw, where you have a choice. You have to either do this or that, and both choices end up being really bad. Either way, it doesn't really matter. So you're playing this game. He starts to play this game, and that's the kind of the opening to the movie. And something ends up happening to his family. Then we get into our main characters, Kayla, that's played by Iola Evans, and then Isaac, that's played by Asa Butterfield. Um, Asa Butterfield, he's kind of like this ambitious kind of type of person. He wants to create this video game, ironically. And on the other side of it, you got Kayla, which this is the character that we mainly follow throughout the movie. She kind of works just cleaning up this building. Kind of gets tired of the way that she's living. She's sad that certain things happened to her in the past. I'm not going to spoil that because I feel like there's certain scenes with her that get really personal. And yeah, so they come across this video game just like the guy in the opening scene, which pay attention to that because that plays into a part later when we get more reveals and what's really going on and how the game actually works. So they get a hold of this game. You have Robert Englund doing the voiceover, which I thought we were going to see him in this movie, but I guess that's all they could afford is like a voiceover. I guess it was cool. It got them to play the game. So there was this whole cash prize, and they go into a whole explanation of it. I don't need to go into a detail in this review, but you kind of get the gist when you watch it. And this kind of sparks an idea, or really wants, this makes Kayla really want to try this out to see if this works. And as she starts to play this game, she realizes that it's more dangerous, and you shouldn't have probably messed with this game at all. Then gets Isaac involved with this game as well, and just all the people that she loves are being affected while she's playing this game. But I do like how this kind of ends, even though somewhere between like the second and third act places in there, it was just kind of all over the place for me. I still found enjoyment out of it. It's not a perfect horror movie. It definitely let me down in some aspects. What made this movie better if they would have actually made it an interactive movie, because with the premise, it would have been really dope. But I think, like I said, there's things to enjoy out of this. Like, there are 3 death scenes in here in particular that I think really stand out, but I don't think they will be really remembered, if that makes any sense. Like, you'll have death scenes that are really graphic and gruesome, but they don't really hold no weight over time, except for the one that happens in the diner. I think that one was the most gruesome one. There was one that it looked like a video game. That was really creative. I like that. And there's one that happens at like the last 30 minutes, somewhere around that mark, where we get a certain death scene that was pretty creative, the way that they did it. Very cheesy. Don't expect high effects in this movie. It's very cheap. But I feel like it was effective. Sometimes they overdid it. So, like the little Easter eggs that we got in this film early on, like the whole Nightmare on Elm Street reference, that was really cool. I wish we got to see Robert Englund. Depending on how this ended, I feel like they could possibly do a sequel. I'd be curious to see how they do it, to see if they could improve or go in an anthology route where we get a bunch of different characters throughout each movie, and then maybe for the trilogy it all comes together. That'd be cool. I definitely don't see a lot of people probably liking this movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. If you've seen it, let me know how you thought about it. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.